And to help us with that, Brent coerced Jeremy Larson to come out here and teach us how to increase our business. To give you some context on Jeremy, his team is currently number 1 in all of EXP in terms of volume sold. So we have the podium, the guy with the gold medal right now with EXP here in the room. So please stand up, put your hands together, and welcome to the stage, Jeremy Larson.
Right. Here we go. What's up, everybody? How we doing? Let's try that again. How we doing? Woo! There it is. Thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. What an interesting time it is. What an interesting market. The fact that you're in this room and you're not laying off the gas and you're not being lazy this time of year says a lot about who you are. So let's get a round of applause for everybody here for showing up. This is what it takes. I gotta say, I think my third or fourth time on this stage, and this is how it's done, man. There is no association that I'm aware of, and we have 3 offices. We have an office in Carmel, Santa Cruz, and Los Gatos, where we service the Bay Area. So I've got 4 different realtor associations I go in and out of. There's nothing like this going on in those areas. So this is absolutely amazing. I know Brent's not here, but Mr. Gove, thank you for creating this. Thank you guys, Rob, Johnny. This is amazing, you guys. Keep showing up, keep contributing to each other because it's a very special thing to have this. You are beyond fortunate to have this room, to come together like this, and the array of speakers is absolutely incredible. Raise your hand if you know me. I saw some old friends when I got here. Okay, awesome. A lot of new friends. This is great. Shout out to my old friends. I love you. Crazy to think that I was a solo agent in 2019 when I joined EXP, started building a team in 2020. And it's only 2 weeks into the year, and we had a really good start. But just to be here temporarily as the number 1 team in the USA for EXP is bananas. It's crazy. We were number 7 last year, and I hope we'll crack the top 5. So I'm excited to share with you guys what we're doing. I've been able to build my business and grow the last 7 consecutive years. Even as a solo agent, regardless of market conditions, we've been able to increase transactions and volume. So we're gonna talk about what we're doing to do that. And then I'm also gonna lay out an opportunity. Do we have any new agents in the room? You've been licensed for 12 months. I need that arm up really high. If you're a new agent and you're afraid to lose your hand, you're in big trouble, right? We gotta be uncomfortable. Raise those hands again. Okay, 3, 4, 5, almost 10 of you. You guys are going to see my Instagram on the bottom corner there at Real Jeremy Larson. New agents, send me a DM. Just say, hey, I'm one of the new agents. Would love to get in on that. I'm going to do a coaching Zoom, group coaching Zoom with you new agents for free. We'll plan it out. Maybe we'll do 2 45-minute sessions. Okay, I want to fire you up. I take a lot of honor in helping new agents when I can that show up and they want to be better. And then I'm going to talk to the agents today, but do we have any team leaders in the room? Can you stick your hand up if you're crazy like me and you're running a team? Okay, same thing for you guys. Send me a DM and we can talk about how we set up our pond, how I do my sales meetings, how we do our coaching calls, and we'll do a group mastermind Zoom for everybody that's running a team as well. I want to help you guys. I want to leave here and for you guys to be like, you know what, that guy's good. He came with some stuff for us. So that's what we want to do. Let's get started here. Where's the remote? Here it is. So I've got a slideshow. I'm going to talk about some things, hopefully I think I'm going to remind you guys of some things that you could or should be doing. I don't think I've got anything new that this room hasn't heard before. And then we're going to do a Q&A. We've got some questions, and then I'm leaving a lot of room for a Q&A today. I know you guys always have a lot of questions and want to dig deep, so I'm looking forward to doing that because last time we had to cut that short, and there wasn't enough time to get to everybody. So I'm thinking, Rob, I press the green button, and that's how we start to boogie, or? I haven't done it yet. Okay. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Before we get started, top 5 team with EXP, blah, 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 some stuff with work, but most important, there's my wife and my girls. So proud husband, proud father. Fun fact for you guys, I grew up in Citrus Heights, graduated high school at Oak Ridge. What? Lived in Folsom, met my wife in Cameron Park. Okay, so this is a special area. That's another reason why I say yes a lot to come here. How many parents do we have in the room? Who has teenagers right now? Woo, I got an 18. She's 18 now in that picture. The other one's 13, so it's a lot. It's fun. We're doing it a day at a time, right? It's amazing. We wouldn't have it any other way. All right. Okay, let's dive in. We're going to talk about strategies and pillars to your business. I believe that we should master 3 pillars in our business. There should be 3 lead sources, right? You're going to know everything I'm going to say, but I'm here to remind you from the trenches, stuff that's actually working right now that we're kicking butt in. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Other coaches will say you should have 5, 6, 8 pillars and all this, but I like mastering. Do you guys like mastering things, right? Do you like being the best? Do you like being really, really so damn good that when people think of it, they think of you? Okay, so we're going to talk about number 1. This is still the greatest opportunity in our industry. It's the purest opportunity. It's open houses, and I know it's not sexy to talk about, but we're going to talk about it. You guys, there is no way to be a mega agent without mastering open houses. Can we agree with that? There is no path. And the reason we love open houses is because you get to market the product that you're selling to the consumer that's looking for it, okay? And you have to talk on your feet. You have to think. You have to look good. It's the most purest training for a realtor, period, okay? If I was new, this is the number 1 thing I would do is I would do about 70 open houses. I know it sounds like a lot, but I would do about 70 open houses this year. And if someone in this room was new and they did 70 open houses next year, guess what? They don't really have to do any open houses the next year, do they? Can we agree? Because they've built up a pipeline of business. They've got seller leads. They've got buyer leads. There is nothing else, right? Zillow, Redfin, anything else that's in the business. There's nothing else that puts you in an environment where you get to interact with buyers and sellers possibly simultaneously. Okay? So one of the things that we like to do is treat the open house like it's a pop-up shop, right? Does everybody know what a pop-up shop is? Okay, I'm setting up my shop for the day. I'm marketing me through this house. The chance of somebody showing up to buy that house is very, 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 very low. I'm marketing me. It's my pop-up shop. I'm going to set up more signs than I want to. I'm going to get uncomfortable setting up signs. Okay, I'm going to feel good, look good, perform good. I'm going to show up for that, okay? This is the best way to perfect your craft is through these open houses. And what we do is a VIP neighbor-only invite open house. Does anybody know what this is? Have you done something similar? So what we do when we have a new listing is we'll drop maybe only 100 postcards, okay? Make them like wedding invitations, and it's invite only for the neighbors, and we raffle off a couple of gift cards to a local coffee shop. Okay, we do $25 gift cards because that's the max write-off the IRS allows, right? We want to write off the expense. So we have a great showing. The neighbors will literally show up that Friday. We do it from 5 to 7 or 5 to 8 in the summer. We want people to be driving home from work and seeing these open houses in the neighborhood and on the corners. But we'll drop off the flyers. They'll show up with the postcard. They want to enter the raffle. We need their name, their email, and their cell phone number to enter the raffle. Okay, and they give it because they're there for the raffle, okay? We'll get their address too, where do you live, in case we need to deliver the gift card. We're going to pick the gift cards tonight when we have everybody's in. You don't have to hang out to the end. We'll even film a video when we pick the name on the raffle, okay? So immediately before we even hit the weekend, we've got a fair amount of the neighbors' information. We've already gotten their contact info. Now what we can do is follow up with them and let them know how the showings are going, when the house gets in contract, when it sells. Okay? So VIP neighbor open house, that can be a game changer. I think we should talk about the script, right? The whole point in whether it's recruiting or selling is dealing with somebody that has their guard up or their guard down, okay? So when a customer or a future client of yours comes to an open house, their guard is going to be up, okay? Your job is to get that guard down for them to be less defensive and be open to talking to you and trusting you, okay? And how we start that is we want to start with an open question. We don't want to say, welcome to my open house, like that's obvious. Or are you guys looking to buy a home? Are you working with an agent? These are great questions, but you do not start that. Immediately, if you do that, you made a big mistake. Now you're making this about a transaction, and I'm going to realize that you're only going to talk to me based on how I answer these questions. Okay? So an open question, and this is a game changer, as simple as this sounds, is what brings you to the neighborhood? Okay, think about it. What brings you to the neighborhood? Here's some of the most popular responses that we get. I actually live here. I'm a nosy neighbor. Ha, 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 right? Okay, awesome, great. That's what we call a seller lead, okay? Or I just saw your signs. We're here visiting our mom. Someday we think about buying a home here. Or my realtor sent me here. They told me about the open house. Or I saw it online, okay? The open-ended question is going to give us an answer of why they're here, and now we know where we want to go with that dialogue. Okay, if somebody says, I'm already working with an agent, I'll say, great. Are you working with a local expert? Or what local expert are you working with that's showing you coming soons, members only, and off-market listings? Okay? Everybody in this room has access to members only and listings before they go live on the MLS, right? Right? Yes. Okay? Everybody has access to canceled and expired listings on the MLS, right? Off-market inventory right there, okay? And of course, there's other sources within our brokerage at EXP where you can share and have access to stuff before it goes live. But everybody in this room, regardless of where you're at in your brokerage, you're going to have access to that information, okay? So that's a great question, because what local expert are you working with to show you off-market opportunities and coming soon listings? You're going to hear a response like, oh, I'm working with Bob Jones. Oh, great. How long have you known Bob for? I've known him for a while. We've been looking at homes nonstop for the last 2 years. Great. You're in good hands. Let me know if you have any questions, right? I'm going to let that person go through the open house. But sometimes we get someone that says, oh, wow, I'm working with my aunt. She lives down in La Jolla, and she's going to help us buy a home here in Roseville, right? Do we hear crazy stuff like that? We do, right? And that's why we ask the question, not are you working with an agent, but are you working with a local expert? If that's a situation, then I'm going to want to let them know that, hey, up here in Northern California, specifically in the Sacramento area, homes move fast. It's always a competitive market because we have a lot of Bay Area people that move here because the cost of living is so much better than the Bay Area. Okay, it's a very competitive market. You want to work with a local expert, otherwise it's going to be hard. Plus, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, a lot of transactions and business gets done agent to agent. And I know personally, I always have to be concerned when I see an offer written up from an out-of-town agent. Okay, so we want to educate them on how they're not getting the best representation if they're not working with you. Okay, we always ask somebody to sign in at open houses. We say the seller has requested that anybody that comes into their private home signs in. And then how we do that is I say real quick, I just need your name and your email. Most likely I'm going to get their name and their email. It's less abrasive. Once I get those two, then I go in for the kill, right? Which is the cell phone number, which is the hardest one to get. Then I say, oh, by the way, what's your cell phone number? And they're either going to roll it out and give it to me right away, or I'm going to automatically sense that they're hesitant, right? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like right away, they're like, ooh. And if I sense that, I jump in right away and I want to lower their guard. I asked for the cell phone number, the guard went up, okay? So immediately I want to say, oh, don't worry, I promise I'm not going to spam you. I have a busy professional life, a busy personal life. I'm only going to reach out if one of these neighbors wants to sell their home off market or if I see a really great deal that I think you guys may want to be aware of, okay? I just need your cell phone number. Don't worry, I'm not going to spam you, right? And so what I'm doing is I'm leaning in the direction of what their fear is right away and addressing it. Does that make sense? Okay, and that's going to be our best chance to get that contact number. There's always somebody that is no way they're going to give you the cell phone number, okay? I recommend how we do it with my team. Don't do the iPad. Don't do the latest, greatest app for the open houses. Get the clipboard. Get a sheet of paper. and number it. Each person's information you get, put a number by it. Number 1, this couple. Number 2, this. And then have another sheet of paper or on the back and write that number and write the details, the notes, right? Did they have kids? Did they have a dog? Where are they from? Are they pre-approved? What did they tell you? Are they a Sacramento Kings fan? Are they a 49ers fan? What can we build rapport on with them, right? What were the notes? What were possible connections that we made with them? Okay, so we want to note that information, because have you guys ever done an open house where you get 30 or 40 people, right? And then at the end of the day, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even remember where to start. Okay, so we want to organize those notes. Okay, and then the closing at the open house is very important. This is how you can really stand out. Imagine going around to 6 or 8 open houses. Half the agents aren't even gonna interact with you. One may be reading a Harry Potter book in the kitchen, right? It's crazy. If we went around the open houses, it would blow our minds what's going on. Someone may be sitting on the couch, right? I heard someone was sitting on the couch watching football, and people were in there. Not just one, multiple people were in there. And this guy was so focused on football, okay? We're not gonna do that. So at the end of the day of your open house, you wanna make a selfie video, okay? Who understands that if you're afraid to make a selfie video in 2026, this industry is going to be really tough for you? Do you understand that? Okay. And the selfie video needs to be very raw, okay? It's filmed on the spot at the house, ideally with your open house sign in the background, or the sign or the house, the wind's blowing your hair. This is legit. You know what I mean? This is a real video. That's what they want to see. They want that human connection. This is how you're going to stand out from the guy that's watching football on the couch, or the lady that's reading Harry Potter, or the people that don't even ask for their contact information, or the person who was so cringy that they wanted to get out of the house because they wouldn't stop asking them for their cell phone number a million times, okay? You're going to create a selfie video, and you're going to do something like this. Because you can do one generic video and send it to everybody that you meet, but I say you personalize it. And it goes like this. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, Jeremy Larson here. Just want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and coming by the open house today. I'll be in touch. Enjoy your weekend. Boop. Send. Don't even watch it. I know, it sounds totally crazy, right? Insane. What? You want me to send a video to strangers and not even watch it? Yes, you're a realtor. And through this process, we're going to build up that muscle of getting uncomfortable, right? So you shoot that quick selfie video, you do it outside, or you do it near your sign, and you don't even watch it. You send it to them, okay? You thank them for coming. You thank them for taking time out of their busy schedule. This is how you stand out. This is how you make a connection. Because guess what? Do people remember names or faces? Right? You ever been in a store and walked past somebody and it's like, oh man, dude, I know that guy from somewhere. I know that guy. I think I know that guy. You're like, oh, I know that person. I know that lady. Who was that? Oh, right? Remember faces. We don't remember names. So this is where they get to remember your face and save it. Okay? You've got to do this. This lowers the guard big time on the leads, okay? So you send that video. Video is sent. Don't review it. Send it. Done is better than perfect, right? Okay? And then what we do is the next day we set up a search. We don't wait to hear from them on what they're looking for or all this information or if they're pre-approved. Just set up the damn search based off what they saw. Then call, leave a message, text, email. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I hope your week is off to a great start. I took the liberty of setting up an all-live search that includes everything available on the market and the criteria based off the home that we met at. It's very easy for me. It takes me 2 minutes to adjust this search. Would love to adjust it to be more specific for what your interest may be. Have a great Monday. Give me a call when you're free and send it. Okay? This is kind of the quick follow-up. So what we did here is we started with an open question to lower their guard. Hopefully we got the contact information. And then the big thing is the selfie video, right? We showed a smiling face. We showed that we're a real person. We showed that we're hardworking. We sent it at the end of the day with the house in the background. We showed that they're important. We're respectful. We greeted them by their name. And now we set it up a search for them, which I think they will appreciate, okay? One step further is to tell them of anything that's off market or canceled or expired that might be in that neighborhood, okay? Another thing to be an open house master is know what other open houses are taking place in the area, right? And send them to other open houses or other houses that are for sale. Tell them you can show them those houses later in the day or the next day, okay? People love that. We want to constantly be making deposits into the value account with them, okay? All right. We're going to dance around here. We're going to talk about sphere of influence a little bit. Quick review here. Okay. Another huge opportunity. We all know the statistic. I'm going to round the numbers. 80% of people say they love the agent they bought with. 20% or less than that use the agent to sell the home that they bought with. Why is that? Why would you work so hard for 60 days, 30 days, become their best friend, and then at the close of escrow, it's like we're never meeting again, okay? I think I speak for all of us when we individually get into the sunset years of our career. Isn't the goal just to get the come list me calls? Is that not the end game here? Isn't that the goal, guys? That's my goal. When I'm sunsetting my career, I just want the calls. Come list me. Thinking of selling the home. Here's some referrals. Here's this. Here's that. Okay? The only agents that get referrals are the agents that do referral activities, period. Okay? You guys who are slacking on your sphere of influence, you're under attack right now. You're under attack from two groups. Number one, you're under attack from someone who's working their butt off that will follow up with your client more than you. And number two, you're under attack from all the tech companies and all the lead portals because people look on their phones now, right? And so you've got to stay in touch with your database, and it's easier than it's ever been, right? Who was in the industry when texting wasn't the preferred way of communication? We had to call people. You know what I mean? We had to call, we had to do pop-bys, we had to do all that, We had to go to people's houses all the time and drop off gifts and do all that stuff. And so now you get to text people. It's crazy. So it's easier than ever to do it and easier than ever not to do it. Okay? Call your database once a quarter. Get over yourself. Call them once a quarter. Well, Jeremy, what do I say to them? I don't know what to say. Hey, guys, I'm out showing homes and I was thinking about you. You don't even have to say you're in their neighborhood. Hey, I'm out showing homes, was thinking about you guys, just calling to check in. Hope you had a wonderful holiday. Hope you got a great start going to the new year. Boom, that's it. Something simple as that, okay? Call them once a quarter, keep track of it. By the way, some of the most important people in my database and my sphere of influence never bought a home with me, okay? Do you guys feel me? Some of the people they're not in a position to buy a home with you financially, but they're your raving fan, and they support you, and they believe in you, and they're the type of people, if they're standing in line at Rayleigh's and someone says they're thinking of selling their home, they're actually going to interrupt them and be like, excuse me, sir, you said you're thinking of selling your home. I don't know if you have a realtor or not, but my friend Rachel, she's the best realtor in town, right? Do you guys have anybody like that in your database that's a raving fan that will talk to a stranger for you? Okay? The rest of you got to get on it. You've got to get on it. You've got to stay in touch with people. You've got to let them know that you are not too busy for referrals, okay? We live in the day and age where your database and your clients, they think you guys are too busy for more business. Isn't that crazy? We post on social media so we can hopefully get more business, but it's having the reverse effect sometimes where people think we're too busy to take on business. Okay, does that happen to anybody besides me, right? You guys? This is happening, right? They think you're too busy. So you got to let them know I'm never too busy. Okay? 2 to 4 client appreciation parties a year. And I know what you're thinking, Jeremy, I don't have the money to throw a big party, or my office, or this or that. I don't have an office, I don't have that, or blah, 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 blah. That doesn't matter. A client appreciation party can be you and your 4 best friends, dude. Just like going out for coffee or going out to dinner or watching a game, and you saying, hey guys, this one's on me. This is going to be a tax write-off. I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate your friendship, and I appreciate you supporting my business. Man, dude, you guys know if you ever come across anybody looking to buy or sell, I'm never too busy to help them out, okay? I'm dead serious. You need to do this 2 to 4 times a year. Girls, take your top 6, 8 friends. Go take them wine tasting, or go do something fun. Go get your nails done. Whatever, coffee, whatever it is. You've got to get face to face. You've got to get belly to belly. And if anybody's telling you anything different, they are wrong, you guys. They are wrong. They're not telling you what it takes in this industry to be super successful. This is real deal stuff. This is how you're going to elevate your career. I'm telling you, don't chase everything else that's going on right now. This is what works. Stay focused, okay? Send 2 gifts a year, or go pop by, drop them off at the doorstep, right? Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I'm going to be out showing homes in the Elk Grove area today. I've got a little token of appreciation. I just appreciate you guys. I'm going to drop it by the house. I'm not sure if you're going to be home around 2 or 4 o'clock. No, Jeremy, we're not going to be home. We're going to be at work. Okay, no worries. I'll drop it off at the doorstep. Go drop off the little gift, take a selfie, send it to them, blow their mind. Blow their mind, okay? Or you can do what we do now. You can send them a birthday gift. It can be flowers. It can be a balloon, okay? You can send them a house anniversary. You say, Jeremy, do I have to send someone a house anniversary gift forever? No, do it for 5 years, right? Like, do it for the first 5 years and tell them, hey, you're in my client appreciation program for the next 5 years. You're going to get some stuff in the mail and invited to parties. I'm never too busy for your referrals. Whenever you send me a referral, it just renews another 5 years in the client appreciation program, okay? Valentine's Day, Christmas, right? I like to go to Costco and I'll buy like 12 or 14 of their big wreaths, and I'll drop those off for like my top 10 or 12 at their doorstep after Thanksgiving. It blows their mind away, right? They tell their neighbors, they tell their family. We do a wine tasting event. We do a pie party. Does anybody do a pie party? Some of you do. It's so crazy that not everybody's doing this. As old school as it is crazy effective. You can do it by yourself, just for your 4 top referral partners or clients or friends. Maybe 10 people, maybe 12 people. Even if you go deliver them, which I don't recommend, but you have them come to your office. You have some music, maybe you have a raffle, and give them a pie. Okay? Imagine this, right? I think we gave away like over 400 pies this year. Some of those people are going to be sitting down for Thanksgiving dinner and being like, oh, I got dessert this year. I'm like, what? You got dessert? You never bring dessert. Oh, yeah, my realtor gave me a pumpkin pie. You got a realtor? I didn't know you had a realtor. You know? Oh, yeah, I got a realtor. My realtor didn't give me a pie. Who's your realtor, right? How cool is that? They're talking about you at Thanksgiving dinner, okay? That's pretty freaking awesome. Okay? If you guys, again, everything I'm talking about, if you guys want to go deeper, you know how to get a hold of me on this, okay? But even small scale, like I said, going out to coffee, going wine tasting, going to a game, doing this, doing that, right? Do this. You've got to get belly to belly, face to face. It's the big opportunity with all the tech and everything we have. People are going to get lost, right? And who their realtor is and how a realtor works and who they should work with and all these lead portals, okay? Some ideas, DoorDash, right? How cool is that? Hey, dinner's on me, guys. What's your favorite restaurant? Or you mentioned you love this restaurant. I'm ordering it right now. You can't tell me no, it's being delivered. Happy birthday, right? Or it's your house anniversary or happy birthday week. Send something to them. Flowers, okay? Oh my goodness, flowers. One of my agents sends me this gigantic, ridiculous bouquet of flowers on Christmas every year. And like our whole family loves it. Client Giant. Is anybody familiar with Client Giant? It's a company. This is what they do. You can set up. They will send gifts on time, on schedule to your clients. Check it out. Automize it. It's pretty sweet. Fairy tale brownies. I know this is random, but this one's a big hit. Our clients love it. They will send brownies. They have different brownie boxes, different prices, and they will send fresh brownies. It's a big hit. Our clients love it. Okay. Now you can ask for a referral. Okay. Everything that I just talked about is a sequence of making deposits, right, into the friendship account. Okay, into the referral account. I'm making deposits in them. Now I have earned the right to say, hey, by the way, if you ever come across anybody looking to buy or sell a home, I'm never too busy. Okay, now for some of you, that scares you to ask someone to say that. I have to tell you something, you're a realtor. They're expecting you to ask them for business and for referrals. It's actually kind of weird to people that if you guys aren't asking them for business or for referrals, okay? It's kind of weird if someone goes on your Instagram and you haven't posted one post yet and we're 2 weeks into 2026, unless you're dealing with something or you're going on a social media fast. But they're expecting this from us, okay? I hope we all know this. We're realtors, okay? Some of us forget that. Okay, and that first time you say, oh, by the way, I'm never too busy. If you know anyone looking to buy or sell, I'd love to help them. The first time it feels cringy. The second or third time it feels really good. And then the fourth time they won't even let you say it. They're going to interrupt you and say, oh my gosh, Jeremy, of course. You don't even need to ask. I would never even think of sending them to anybody else. Okay, and here's what's funny. You don't have to be this mega agent, top agent to have raving fans. Who understands that? Okay? If I'm staying in touch, I'm making deposits, I'm showing up where they are, right? They're just going to assume I'm doing a gigantic amount of business. They're going to assume that you're successful and you're doing a lot, and they're going to want to reward that effort. Okay? People love seeing our effort as realtors. It doesn't matter if they know 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 realtors, because they all do, okay? But, dude, how much of a difference is there between those of us that are grinding and putting in the work and all the rest of the realtors? There's a big difference, right? There's a huge difference. And if we recognize that, the consumer recognizes that, okay? They want someone who's busy, who's in the game, that's putting in work, okay? Every time you show a home or you do an open house, post it on your stories, okay? Real easy. Just even if you just show the kitchen or the backyard, after you show the home, tell your clients you're going to go back in and check all the windows and lock the doors and make sure everything is secure, okay? By the way, that shows your clients that you're responsible. And then go in and shoot a quick little video and post it on your stories. Then if you're really brave, you show your face on that video in the stories, right? Showing your face, and people start associating your face with real estate, and away we go, right? All these things start working for you together and accumulating and compounding for you. Okay. All right, we're going to talk about leads. Is anybody here getting leads, paying for leads? Raise your hand so I know who. One person, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me know so I don't waste time. Is anybody here getting leads on the Zillow platform? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, of course, 5. Okay, I won't spend a ton of time. Again, you guys know how to get a hold of me for that. We're a big Zillow partner. I actually love Zillow. I think it's great. Reason being, I'm an entrepreneur, okay? I want to go where the consumer goes. I want to go where the customer goes. But what I'm going to talk about right now is any type of lead, okay? I think you might find this interesting, just, you know, how we operate with leads, how we categorize them, what the rhythm is of communication for the most part. And I'll talk about that and why that is set up the way it is, okay? So obviously hot, warm, cold leads. The 70-25-5 is really interesting, okay? 70% of the time you spend on your leads, your lead generation, your lead dialogue, your lead follow-up should be with the leads that are hot. And I want to talk to you guys about that. Because it is, people do crazy stuff, right? Isn't it wild? Have you ever worked with somebody and you know, like, man, they are hot as a pistol to buy a home right now? Do you know what I'm talking about? And what happens is if we're in an emotional market where things are moving fast, emotion gets high, and what happens to logic? It goes down, right? That's just how, logic high, emotion low, emotion high, logic low, okay? And when you've got a client that's just hot as a pistol, ready to buy a home, they're very vulnerable, emotions are high, this is the type of situation where they could show up at an open house and write up an offer with the listing agent. Am I right? Okay, that was a good response. So that's happened that's never happened to anybody in this room, right? It happens, man, and it's the worst. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Sometimes we make the mistake, we have somebody they're ready to buy, and we think, cool, man, I'm going to set them up on a search, see if there's any homes they want to see, and we're moving and grooving, we're going to find something, then we're going to write up an offer. But if you give them too much wiggle room in this season of life that we're in, where vulnerability is high, where people get distracted, we all go on our phone, a lot of us go on our phone first thing in the morning and we just rip on Instagram, right? Like, and it's training our mind to just always be like running around and not focusing. This translates to the consumer experience, okay? So when you've got a hot lead, you've got to spend 70% of your time communicating, grabbing coffee, taking them out to lunch, whatever you've got to do, right? You've got to focus on them because they're more vulnerable than ever, okay? Old school agents that are retired now, they don't understand what we're going through right now with the vulnerability and how quick they are to write up with somebody else or do this or do that. And now we have instruments with the BRBC where we don't have to worry about that. On a side note, do you guys prefer this environment with the BRBC, or would you prefer the older environment where we didn't have it? Can I hear from the room? I'm curious. I heard someone say neutral. I like it. Who doesn't like it? You don't like it? I love the honesty. I really like the honesty. It's crazy to look back and think that, man, we were just running around showing homes to anybody without signing anything. You know what I mean? Like, it was bananas compared to now. Now we've got to get it signed. I like it, and I really like it. Yeah, I really like it. And maybe that's another conversation for us, but I really, really, really like it. There's multiple ways to do it. You can do the property tour. You can do the one prop. You know what I mean? There's multiple ways to lower that guard and maneuver through this and get them aligned with you, okay? But I think it's great. It gets straight to the chase as to what we're doing and how we're doing it, okay? So hot leads need our attention more than we realize in this day and age. And it's almost a churn and burn philosophy that we got to do with leads. We've got to focus with the hot, 25% of your time with the warm leads, and only 5% with cold, right? Put that CRM to work, communicate them by texting, and don't spend a lot of time if they're cold right now, because those hot leads need more love than you think. Okay, when you're working with leads, you know, maybe you did a whole bunch of open houses, you've got a ton of people that you're chasing down, a lot of things you're working with, you've got to be conscious of lead fatigue. You guys know what I'm talking about with lead fatigue? It is real. You get overwhelmed. This industry will overwhelm you. It doesn't sleep unless you guys put it to bed and tuck it in and say, I'm done for the night. Okay? That's the only way. But lead fatigue will kick you in the butt mentally, psychology, make you wonder what you're doing. I've had crazy conversations with top producers that are extremely successful of all ages, and I've heard them talk about getting out of the industry, right? And they have the type of career and success that many people in this room would dream of, would cut off a leg for, and what's happening is they're just overwhelmed. Okay, they get fatigue. So we need to be aware of lead fatigue. It's okay not to work with everybody, okay? And please, you guys, we're in California, right? It is liability legal city out here. It is crazy. Do not answer every question. You don't have to have all the answers. Let me verify that. Let me check that. Hey, Jeremy, how should we hold title? Even though I know exactly how they should. Let's contact the escrow officer that we're already paying for this transaction to have them advise us on the best way that you guys should hold title on this property. Okay? Get out of the way. hey, Jeremy, the interest rate was this, and now it's this, and now it's that. I'm not going to answer that question. Hey, you know what? Let's reach out to your loan officer, and let's find out exactly what they're seeing through their eyes with what's going on with that loan and this and that, okay? Hey, Jeremy, this home inspection has this and this is that. What do you think of this? I have an opinion, but I'm not going to say it. Hey, you know what? Let's get that home inspector on the call. Let's have a quick call with him. Let's go through that report. Let's address those concerns, find out how serious it is. I always advise that buyers get their own independent inspection if that's going to help you sleep better at night. We can even have the inspector meet us at the house if we're still within our contingency period, and we can go walk through any items of concern on that report, okay? You guys, myself, all of us, we need to be very careful what questions we answer now, right? More than ever. Am I right? Okay, so let's be careful. Let's not be know-it-alls right now, okay? Let's focus on the service. Let's focus on the marketing. Let's focus on the sales. Let's focus on the follow-up. Let's focus on those core values, okay? That's why I'm on this stage with you guys. How the hell am I building my business every year going up, up, and up? And we had our best year last year. We were up 58%. These three things I'm talking about, this is all we're doing. This is all we're doing. We're not getting caught up in all that other stuff. We're not chasing things. We know what works. We just want to focus on that. This industry is so amazing that anything works if you're going to work it. I'm sharing with you the three pillars that I like, that we love, that we work hard at, that we put our blood, sweat, and tears in. You may be a cold calling master, and that I'm not saying that's better or worse, or any of these are better and worse. What I'm saying to you, if anything today, is everything works. Figure out what you want to work on. Does anybody here in the room do cold calling? Yeah, we've got a couple people. Successful at it? Miss? Yeah, you get listing appointments? Yeah, see? So it all works if you're going to work it. Does anybody do door knocking? Who's got rough knuckles? Anybody do door knocking in this room? Don't be shy. I won't look at your knuckles, right? We get rough knuckles door knocking. I used to door knock, okay? Door knocking works, right? If you're going to work it. The cool thing about door knocking and cold calling is you don't have to do it forever. You will get tremendous results, and you will build up a self-worth and a confidence in your craft that will be unshakable. It's really cool. I've got a good friend. She lives in Las Vegas, and all her business is from door knocking. All her business is from door knocking. 4 hours a week. That's it. 4 hours a week. Nothing crazy. 4 hours a week. I think she does 40 weeks a year of it. She goes on a lot of vacations. She's crazy. She walks around in high heels. Okay? A house comes up for sale. It's some other brokerage, not even hers. She's going to go door knock. Hey, this house just came up for sale. I've got a handful of buyers looking in the area. If you know anybody thinking of buying or selling a home, let me know. Now, that's what she said. That's what she goes, Jeremy, that's all I say. What's so cool about that, right, is she's asking them if they know anybody looking to buy or sell, any neighbors. But subconsciously, she's asking them one-to-one, right? Like right there, straight up, do you know anybody? Okay? And so it's very effective. Point being, whatever you're going to work on, it's going to work. Okay? Trust me, it's going to work, but you got to do the work. All these things are really easy to do for the most part. Can we agree? Everything I've talked about, is it not easy to do? It's easy to do, but guess what? It's easy not to do. Okay? And what a space, what a world to live in where we have everything at our fingertips and our phone. We have all these distractions and the expectations that some of your kids have on you guys, the expectations that your partner, the expectations of your client, like expectations are all over. We've got to have these boundaries, and we got to be careful with this phone and being sucked into all that stuff, okay? This is the ultimate profession where discipline is paying big, big money right now. Big money. As excited of I am of our growth, here's the cool thing. There's been less business on the table, and we're taking over more market share. I have never been positioned for a real estate boom in my career. I just wasn't there yet. I can't wait. Okay, that's what I'm doing. That's what you guys should be doing. I don't know when the next boom is. I think it's a long ways away, to be honest with you. But let's all get positioned for it, right? Let's put in that hard work right now. Let's be able to look back in 2028, 29, 30, and be like, man, this is why I worked so hard in 2026 and 27. I knew this was coming. You know, this is why I buckled down. This is why I stayed focused, okay? And in order to become that best version of yourself, you're going to have to say goodbye to some things. You're going to have to say goodbye to some people, okay? Think about that. There's no way you can become that best version of yourself without having some goodbyes and parting ways, right? All right, back on track. Put that CRM to work and then just text people like a maniac. How easy is that? That's crazy. Did you ever think, right? People prefer to be text. That's easy. Send electronic notes, done. Okay, let's go. All right, here's our follow-up cadence. A hot lead is somebody that wants to buy within the first 30 days. We want to reach out to them 3 times a week. Okay? Some of you say, oh, that's cringy or that's this. It's cringy until it works. Right? Remember, you're a real estate agent, whether you like it or not. Okay? That comes with something that they expect from you. They expect you to follow up. They expect you to communicate. They expect you to dress nice. They expect you to do some things. There's some expectations. Dress clean at least. Just dress clean. Clean shoes. Okay? Reach out 3 times a week to those hot leads. The warm ones, 31 to 90 days out, reach out 1 time a week. We've got a little thing called the Friday text or the Friday call, and it goes a little something like this. What's your name, sir? Garrett? Okay, so if Garrett's a warm lead of mine, I'm going to sit down for an hour on Friday, maybe 2 hours, depending on how many leads I have or how many people I'm in touch with or my database. Hey, Garrett, it's Jeremy here. Hope you had a wonderful week. Just want to let you know I'm making myself available in case you have any real estate questions or if there's any properties that you'd like me to set up a private tour. This includes open houses. Period. Thanks. He may not respond. He may say, thanks, Jeremy. We'll let you know. And then guess what happens next Friday if I haven't heard from him? I send the same thing. And I send the same thing. Okay? If they're hot, if they're warm, I'm sending the same thing. Send it to your cold leads too. I send the same thing. Oh my gosh, they're ghosting me. And the text history is all this. Who cares? People have stuff going on, right? Maybe they're sick. Maybe someone passed away. Maybe they're dealing with life. Okay, I don't know. Do you guys respond to every single text message that you get right away? Maybe you do. But people don't always do that. Okay, so don't take it personal. By the way, you win if somebody says, stop, leave me alone, I'm done with you, right? Like, I won. What does that mean? That means I followed up so good with a lead that I had no chance of working with, they actually took the time to tell me to stop. Right? Okay, so cold lead, 91 to 80 days out. Reach out 2 times every month. And there's no reason for the first and the third Tuesday. That just works for us. Okay, that works for me. That works for our team as a group so that we can say, hey, it's the first Tuesday of the month. Everybody do this. Don't forget to do this. Did you do that? So if someone's complaining 3 months later about their business, we can say, hey, did you do this, and that? Okay? Oh, that's okay. What does it take to get you back on track? Nobody's perfect. Okay? So that's our cadence that we use. Okay, I think now, I don't know if Johnny wants to do a little Q&A. We're at the hour point. There were some questions that were already typed up, or 3 or 4 questions that are common questions I think we might go over. and then we're going to do a Q&A with you guys and go over whatever we can go over and see where it goes. And I am the one that leads my team, just so you guys know. So I am in the mix, right? And so this is a cool situation where the team leader is not way above high and not plugged in. I mean, I am involved, you guys. So you can ask me gritty questions. You can even ask me about your situation. If you got an offer, something you got a counter offer on, or you got something you're dealing with right now, or what have you, we can go over that. And so, Johnny, do you want to fire away some of those questions that you have on that list, and then we'll open up the room.
Absolutely. First question, if you were to start over, what would you have done differently?
100% what I would have done, and what really changed things for me, was getting myself in the right environment, having mentors, being in an environment where I'm not the smartest person in the room, okay? This industry is ever evolving, it's ever green, it's ever growing. You do not want to be the smartest person in the room. Like I said earlier, to become that best version of yourself, you're going to have to say some goodbyes on the way. Okay? And the longer you're on the wrong train, the more expensive it is to get home.
Love that. All right, so what does your typical morning look like?
Everyone wants to know what everyone's morning looks like, right? Are we right? I get up early. I have to get up early because I've got kids, I've got school. And in our profession, if we're not in control of the day will control us 100%, right? Like, oh, I want to get up, I want to meditate, I want to exercise, I want to do that. And the day's like, nope, I'm here. Here's the calls, here's the texts, here's this, here's that, right? And so for me to be at close to my best self, I got to be up before the whole crew, before the kids, before everybody. And so that's 5 a.m. for me. I've got to have that time, drink a lot of water. I make a smoothie in the morning with the Vitamix. I do some stretches, right? Open up my back, I call it. I do a breathing exercise. I do a gratitude prayer. I look at my goals. I look at the day. I'll get in some level of exercise, whatever that looks like, feed the dogs, and then away we go. If I don't do that just for like 2 or 3 days, I'm grumpier and I'm shorter with people. I really am. And so what I want to challenge you guys to think about today, what were you doing in your life when you felt good? What habits were you doing when you were performing good and you felt good? Right? Were you getting up early? Were you walking? Were you exercising? Were you drinking a lot of water? Were you eating more whole foods? Were you laughing more? When your life is going good and you're feeling it, take note. And when you fall off track, remember to go back to that. Okay? And everyone who's married, do date night every week. Right? Do date night. And it doesn't have to be fancy. You know what I mean? It's actually the funnest ones are when they're not fancy. Okay? Do date night, especially if you have kids. In this busy world, man, it's crazy, right? But when me and my wife can sit down at a table and just like talk and look at each other, like it's like, damn, we needed that. Okay? All right. What else is on there?
Your team has increased sales and production consistently in the last 7 years, and you mentioned that this is your best start of 2026.
Yep.
What do you credit that to?
You know what? That's easy for us. It's consistency. Just being consistent at what we're doing. It's funny when you get to these different levels. Actually, you guys get called about fixer-uppers every single day of your life? You do? We're all getting the same text messages, and, this is Jessica, and it's a bot. I reply, stop, and then they all stop. But I get the calls every day. I got 2 of them on my drive here from Santa Cruz this morning. Are you still working with sellers? We get these crazy calls, and so maybe there's some opportunities there, but I'm blocking all that crap out. I'm staying focused on what I know I need to do. Okay, and so being consistent is how you're going to build and grow your business. It's just like anything else, you guys. These are laws of life, right? Think about your exercise routine or a sport. If you're consistently practicing, you're going to be a really good basketball player. Right? If you're staying consistent with what you're doing with exercise, you're going to lose the weight, you're going to build muscle, and you're going to build self-esteem, and you're going to beat depression. Consistency is how we grow, right? Can we all agree with that? Progress is happiness, right? Tony Robbins teaches all of us that. Progress is happiness, right? So like if I'm consistent, my business is just going to have to grow. It's a principle. I'm going to be happy. Okay? All right. What's next?
If you were a new agent or a struggling agent, what would you do?
I love this question, okay? I would knock out a minimum of 50 open houses this year. You could do 2 a week, 3 a week to get ahead of schedule. I did 82 open houses one year. Probably 70 open houses, I would say, if you're in this room talking to me today, just to be straight up with you and you're new. And then what I would do, this is such a game changer, is when you show a home, I would stand outside of that home and I would make a selfie video and I would say, what does $700,000 buy you in Roseville? Or what does a $1 million home look like in Elk Grove or wherever? Or check out this listing in Folsom, or what does it look like here? You just show your face for like 2 seconds and then you do a quick walkthrough in the video, okay? This is funny. The video's not gonna be fancy, it's not gonna be edited, it's not gonna have the drone, it's not gonna have all this stuff. If you can post, man, you new agents, if you can do that twice a week consistently, your following will be insane because people are going to go on Instagram and see you. They're going to be like, oh, that's cool. This is a real guy showing us homes. And then they're going to see you're doing it twice a week. They're going to start following you. Guess who they're going to rely on to see homes? You, okay? I've got a buddy doing this. He's only been in the business for 2 years. I think he did 40 million in production in San Jose, and a lot of his business is coming from that. And he showed me all his stats on Instagram, and it's stupid. He's new. He wasn't like an influencer or nothing or proven. But all he does is post these little videos of him outside the house. What will blah, blah, blah buy you and blah, blah, blah. By the way, they're not fancy homes. Could be a condo, could be a mobile home, whatever. And people love that. They love the array. Okay, they love it. And now they're associating him with homes. Again, common theme here, consistency. Open houses and posting that for a new agent. And then new agent, look at where you're at, right? Who are you around? What do they have you thinking? What do they have you saying? What are you listening to, right? We all know how important this is, right? Don't be afraid to mentor someone. Our industry is pretty awesome. Like most successful people want to help other people. Isn't that cool? What's going on right now is a perfect example of that, right? What Brent Gove created. All right, one more question on that list.
All right, last one on the list. Let's talk about agent attraction and recruiting. You have a proven track record. So what would you say is your success, like your key to success with agent attraction?
So agent attraction, who here is not with EXP? Okay, and then I assume there's some people not raising their hands. So a lot of us are with EXP. So agent attraction is recruiting for EXP. EXP depends on agents to do that. They don't advertise that. They don't have a corporate recruiter or anything like that. They kind of rely on us to share the story. And so what I want to do when it comes to agent attraction is I want to talk about their business and how can I or my group, my community at EXP help them build and grow their business, period. That's all that we talk about. We don't talk about Compass, Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker, Century 21, Remax, wherever they're at. We don't even talk about that. We don't even talk about EXP. I don't tell them they're going to get rich on stock. I don't tell them they're going to make millions of dollars in rev share. They could, but I don't talk about that. I want to help them build and grow their business. That's what's important to them. And so keep that conversation on their business, on their production. Where can you plug them into? EXP is a special place, right? We can help anybody with their business. And so show them how you can help them plug and play into their business. I don't know where I'd be if I didn't go to EXP. I was independent, running a small boutique brokerage at the time, and I was not happy with what I was doing and how I was doing it. I had 9 transactions personally in 2018, went to EXP in February of 2019, and did 36 transactions that next year, was number 2 agent in Santa Cruz that year. And that was the year I went to EXP and got myself in the right rooms, talking to the right people, and just tapping into things and just being able to sit on the shoulders of giants that were willing to share a little bit with me. So focus that conversation on production, how you can help them. All right, here we go. This is going to be fun. We got a lot of extra time right now, so let's open this up. Let's get some questions, and let's dive in, and let's make some magic happen.
Thank you for coming, Jeremy. I just got a couple questions. First off, I assume you run a mega team.
You assume what?
I assume you run a mega team.
Yes, at
Okay.
EXP.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you wouldn't mind sharing the number of agents on that mega team and possibly your volume last year?
Yeah, so our volume last year is, it's tricky, like, to give you the exact, just so you know, like, the exact number, what you're going to see other publications say when this all comes out here in the next couple of weeks might be off by $1 million or $2 million. But it was around 420 million. And we did 260 million the year before that. And we right now probably have around 60 agents. On our team, we don't hire anybody. We actually turn down a lot of people. We want people that are going to go for it. Because at the end of the day, if the team like exploded, I know at the end of the day I could go be an agent and a very successful one, right? And so at the end of the day, I want to work with people that are going to show up. That's the biggest thing. And I say we're looking for black labs. Like if we throw the tennis ball, you're just going to go through that wall and go chase that ball. That ball.
The question is just to end this, what would your best advice be for a mega team locally?
Yeah. Are you guys a mega team?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We 48 this year.
48 million?
No, 48 in the company.
Oh, 48 agents?
No, 48. We're ranked 48.
Oh, amazing,
Top
dude.
50.
Hey, round of applause for that. That's amazing. Send me a message. So like I offered that to the team leaders. Send me a message so we can get more micro. But when you're running a team, you have to be careful thinking that, what's your name?
Steve Hillier.
Steve?
Yes, Steve.
Okay, so Steve, we have to be careful thinking that we're going to find a whole bunch of Steves and Jeremys, because we're not. Right? So when I first started building a team, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go find like 10 Jeremy Larsons. And then I flew down to my mentors, Kyle Whistle. Do you guys know Kyle? He'd been up here a couple times. I flew down to Kyle's 2 days after I signed up for EXP, and I said, all right, I'm here. You said I could sit in your sales meeting, right? A solo agent. He's like, okay, yeah, come on in. And I saw the room of who was in there, and no disrespect to any of them, but I was like, all right, sales meeting starting. They're blasting Dr. Dre and pounding Red Bulls. And I was like, this is interesting. Then I went over to Dan Beer's sales meeting, a different environment, but I was still like, not what I expected. What I realized is to provide the Steve experience or the Jeremy experience, it didn't have to be done by Jeremy. Does that make sense? If I had the proper standards and community and resources and training in place, we could come really close to providing that service. And so I say all that to say that it's going to be all about recruiting to build and grow. And don't be afraid to let people go if they're toxic. We do not hire anybody who's going to be a jerk or mean or call out people. We don't put up with talking smack about people behind their back or in the parking lot. We will let them go. And when you let somebody go, man, you want to talk about firing up a team. Right? We haven't let anybody go for a while, but well over a year. But when we've had to let people go or walk them out of the building, we know we're about to have a really good quarter because everybody gets fired up. It makes them appreciate and work harder what they have. So recruiting is a big one. But you got to get people that have that work ethic. Yeah. Great question. All right. I see we got another.
Don, you'll come. You were good. Regarding open houses, you said get uncomfortable with the number of open house signs. What would you say you average as a team per house?
What I'd like to think they're actually doing, signs. This is a unique question because it's easy for me to sit here and say, 20 signs at every house. but every house is different, and there's different situations to how many signs you can actually put there. But you've got to get uncomfortable. You know, maybe you do a 2-mile radius. You've got to be uncomfortable. If you've got something close to the freeway, take advantage of both exits. If you've got something by a gas station, go in there and buy some snacks and tell the person working there, hey, can I set up my sign on the corner? I'm going to fill up my tank at the end of the day or in 2 days. And they'll be like, fine, I don't care, do whatever you want. You know, take advantage of the opportunities with those signs. So don't do something silly like 6 or 8 signs. You got to do more. Put those signs to work. By the way, we like to set the signs up early in the morning. So we will either set them up, or some of the agents pay someone to set up their signs at about 7 or 8 in the morning, usually around 7. And then the main sign has a printed piece of paper on it, open house hours today, taped across it. So if anyone does see the sign and they pull up at 8 in the morning, they know they need to come back. But we set those signs up early because it's free advertising all day long, you know?
Like it. So 15 to 20 sounds
That would be awesome.
normal, or maybe a little bit on the high side.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Yeah, well, I'm not actively selling today, but that is, I did more than 12
Good,
and closer to 15, 20.
good.
The staying with open houses, you do a drawing for the VIP neighbors. Do you
Friday.
do a drawing on, from the Friday event? Do you
First
do
Friday.
a drawing for the people that come to the open house?
No, we just do it for the neighbors because this is a VIP neighbor open house. That's how we brand it. I should have had a postcard up here for you guys for that. But you guys can create something on Canva for it very easily. EXP, we get Canva Pro free. But you can create something for that, and so that's really good to have. We only do the raffle for the neighbors on Friday because we want them to show up. We want to get their contact info, and I've always seen value in getting the neighbors behind my efforts. Right? If I can win over the neighbors, they might know somebody looking to buy that wants to buy in the neighborhood, or even better, sell in the neighborhood.
And then last question on open houses, are you tying the door knocking into the open house? Maybe like the 50 or 100 doors closest to it?
Yeah, you can go drop them off yourself, the invites, or you guys can go pay someone. They're all over Craigslist and all over the people looking for work. You can pay someone, a college kid, to go drop those postcards for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Good questions. All right.
Jeremy, I have a question about open houses.
Yeah.
Right here.
I'm sorry.
I'm right
There you are.
here.
Okay, great.
Materials. What do you bring to hand out and
Oh,
to
that's
have
cool.
there?
Yeah, we have a trifold. And if you want to message me, I'll send it to you. But we have a trifold that the agents print really nice stock paper. If they get a seller lead or a hot buyer lead, that's about them, not about the house. Okay, about their success. And then we have the open house flyers. Some of the agents do the snacks and the water bottles, whatever with those. At the end of the day, you get a box of cookies, you're going to be taking home half a box of cookies, you know? And so I don't think that's something you have to do. It's more of showing up your best and looking the part. Talking to the neighbors, waving to the neighbors, make friends, get these neighbors behind you. It's everything. It's everything, right?
Hi, I have a question about, you said that you were not happy with where you were at before EXP.
Yeah.
And then you had a huge turning point
Yeah, I
after
did.
you joined EXP. So can you share a little bit about, like, did you have a coach or a system or something that helped you? And, you know, what can you recommend for people who want to double their business this year?
Yeah. When I went over there, I got access to a lot of other agents and team leaders and people doing different things, and that allowed me to really gain clarity on what I wanted to work on and what I wanted to do, which happens to be the 3 things that I shared today, to be honest with you, when I was an agent. And so just really doubling down on what works and being consistent with it. I'm sorry I don't have some like magic answer for you, but that's really what it is. I mean, your sphere of influence, talking to people, meeting people, getting their information, having a client appreciation program. Doing 2 or 3 events a year gives you a reason to get people's contact info, gives you a reason to talk to them outside of real estate, and invite them. I mean, it's really just focusing on those 3 things.
Gotcha. But did you use a coach at all at any time during that
Yeah,
time?
I've been a certified mentor with Brian Buffini. I was coached by Tom Ferry at one point. Coached with John Cheplack. I still talk to John a lot. Very good, a good friend of mine. We've done some stuff together, and so I've been in those circles. But ultimately, for me, it was tapping into the other agents and in the community at EXP. I hate to EXP on people right now, but that's just the reality of it. That's my experience. That's just the reality of it. Just super high level of collaboration and having access to their playbooks. I guarantee you, every single one of you in this room is willing to share your playbook if anybody asks, like, what's working for you, or where'd you get your last 5 transactions, right?
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Hey, Jeremy. Regarding open houses, 3 quick questions. I do a lot of open houses. I know a lot of people in this room do as well. It's very popular around here. Number 1, do you do open houses during the week? Number 2, when you do open houses, a lot of agents do that. I'll do one from 9 to 11, another one from 2 to 4. Cool. It seems like to me that it'd be better just to do one all day long, but I may be wrong. Open to your perspective. And number 3, I do the videos like you do as well, the one-on-one. Hey, Jeremy, great to meet you at 123 Main Street.
Yeah.
I do a little bit more, just kind of a quick 60 seconds or less recap of our conversation. I think people really like it, but primarily I do it for me, because when I go back and put them, do the follow-up, I just watch the video. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what we talked about, because I try to take notes as fast as I can on old school hard copy paper.
Same.
And then I'll use the KV Core app, Open House app, to get them into the CRM, because now that transfers the home information as well. But I do my campaigns a little different, so it just gets them in the CRM, doesn't launch the campaign. So forgive me for my long-winded question. Do you do open houses during the week? Do you split them up? And do you do a long video, or is it just that short video enough?
Yeah, so the short video, I love the long video too. I like that idea. You're personalizing it more than I was. But look, it might be raining outside and I got to shoot 15 videos, right? Like, I might just want to smash these out real quick and make them short and sweet. Do not make these videos too long, right? It's a lot to ask someone to watch like a minute video, selfie video of yourself, right? So don't make it too long. As long as you're, making it as short and sweet and you're touching on a couple points, I think you're gold. Dude, congratulate. A round of applause for the selfie videos, man. The law of success says that most people, when they hear that in a room, they're not going to implement it. Only a chosen few will. I hope you guys all do it. Your other question was the days of the week. So let's talk about that real quick. Think of a movie. When a movie comes out, it's all about first week sales, right? And the ticket sales are the highest during the first week that a movie comes out. Then it drops off. Then after the second week, it really kind of pancakes, okay? It's flatline. And so the psychology is that is the first week, I'm hot, I'm new, I'm a fresh new house on the market. I'm getting access to every buyer that's around, that's pre-approved and shopping and not on vacation. Second week, I'm getting the people that are new, that weren't able to make it the next week. And then the third week, I'm only getting anything that sprouts up from the ground that got pre-approved. So first week in open houses are the best opportunities by far and the best use of your time. So if I'm going to do any open houses during the weekdays, it's got to be a good open house. Does that make sense? And when we get a good open house, man, those first 2 weeks, we do what we call twilight tours. Nobody does them in our market, just us. We call them twilight open houses, right? And we'll do 5 to 7 or 5 to 8. So when people are driving home from work or picking up their kids from sports or whatever, they're going to see, oh, wow, there's an open house sign. And if it's the right open house, we'll get traffic, and that is worth your time. And when you guys know this, when you go to an open house, have something in the back of your mind or your calls or your CRM, something else that you can work on so you're not just sitting there twiddling with your thumbs. But the right open house, definitely there's action to be done during the week. That was great.
Over here.
You, and then we'll come back to her.
I'm just going to add another question regarding the open house. What is the right open house?
The one that's priced right is going to get a lot of action, right? So I think when we get one priced right, in any given neighborhood, we're going to get a lot of action.
Got it.
And that's how you know it's the right one. I mean, I don't know if it's worth $700 and we can go on the market for $625, right? Like, we know it's going to be popping. If you're getting calls on it before you even go live, then you better be ready, right?
Sure.
Then you know there's gonna be a lot of people showing up on the weekend. We have a listing right now that hasn't even gone live, and one of the agents on the team, she's like, I already got 2 offers, and I said, okay, you're not doing this open house alone on Saturday. You need to let somebody else be by your side because there's going to be so much traffic going on there. There's no way you're going to be able to keep up with it.
Got it. So my original question was, you said you popped by to some people's office meetings, right? You just did the transition, so you're kind of getting a feel of what you need to do. So what was the common denominator that you saw in all those top producers that you went and paid a visit to?
The first thing which I mentioned to me was realizing that I had this expectation that I'm going to build this, Navy SEAL team that's going to be high producing per agent, and I've got to find, 10 or 12 Jeremy Larsons, and that's not what you need. So I realized quickly, you know what, you need to set up the expectations and the standards. And when you're running a team, I'm very clear on what my role is as a team leader. My role is to create a path for the agents on my team to be productive. Anything that is not aligned with that or sacrifices that, we're not doing. And that includes staff. We run kind of lean. We don't have a whole bunch of people. You have to have a whole bunch of people. When you need something, you don't even know who to ask or who's this and all these people on staff and payroll. If it's not going to support the agents being productive, then we don't want it. That's all we're doing. A lot of team leaders get a big head and a big ego and act like this isn't a small business. It's a small business. Like, let's be smart. The focus is to help the agents be productive. And so we make a lot of decisions based off that. Make sense? Cool.
Hi, Jeremy. Thank you
Hi.
for coming out today. We appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you.
My question
Oh, wow. Thank you.
kind of goes back to the CRM. I've been in the industry for 10 years now. Last year was my most successful year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I kind of question with like your 70, 25, and 5, outside of those 1 to 2 touches that you're doing, that CRM that's full, because I'm assuming you probably have a bigger CRM than I do, and I have about 2,000 contacts in there.
Yeah.
How do you touch base to all of those? Because I feel like I'm to the point now where some are slipping through the cracks. I'm actually finding stuff where, like, it's an open house lead I got 2-3 years ago, and now they've sold and moved on and they found somebody else, but I still had them in my CRM, and they were on, the campaigns, and they were getting the text messages, things like that. How do you kind of circulate through so things don't fall through the cracks for you?
Yeah, what CRM are you using?
The EXP Bold Trail.
Okay, awesome. By the way, I mean, we use Follow Up Boss. It doesn't mean it's better than any of them. The best CRM is the one that you're actually going to use, and they're all similar for the most part. So have you done a client appreciation party yet? Oh, you have? Awesome. Did you invite all 2,000 people to it? Right? I know, it sounds crazy. So I would look at that. Do something like the pie party. These pies are $7 at Costco, by the way. But I would do something like that, maybe Valentine's Day, come by the office, get a box of chocolates, and invite all of them. Are 2,000 people going to show up at her office to get a box of chocolates? No way. No way. No way. But maybe she'll get 50, maybe she'll get 100. That's a great problem to have, right? And so I would start with that by casting a wide net that has nothing to do with, are you looking to buy or sell a home? And then, do you have a monthly email newsletter? You do? Okay, awesome. And you can see the open rate and who's looking at it. Okay, good. So I like that. I like you maybe have you rated them like A, B's, and C's, like based on their ability to send you a referral? Okay, good. You already know exactly what I'm going to say, so I guess I'm just reminding you. Your A's are the most important people. And like I said earlier, some of my A pluses are people that are never going to be in a position to buy a home. They're just not there. It just is what it is, but they believe in me and they're gonna send me, they're gonna do their best to send me referrals all the time. And you always reward or take the time when someone sends you a referral, right? You always wanna recognize that. So, I don't know, you're pretty dialed in with yours rated A, B's, and C's, staying in touch with them. Client appreciation party, inviting everybody. It's a weird thing because someone's going to show up that didn't respond to anything, but they'll show up for like a free box of chocolates or a pie, and then you get to re-engage with them. So that's what I got. But awesome job. How many transactions did you do last year?
15.
Awesome. And what did you do the year before?
10.
Awesome. And what's your goal this year?
30.
Woo! 30. All right. Do you have anything in contract right now?
No, but I do have 3 offers out.
I love it. Amazing. Okay, let's do it. Man, if she gets those 3 in contract, she's ahead of schedule. Congratulations on the great year. That's a great question. And I think you're doing a lot of things right. And maybe it's just loving on your people a little bit more with the client appreciation party. Yeah. Awesome. All right. In the back.
Hey, so we just want to give a shout. Hey, Lexi, before you go. Hey, just give a shout out to Lexi. She's on day 15 of doing an open house every day this year.
Yes.
She's doing her 30 for 30. So if any of you guys have opens you want done, Lexi's your girl. And then the question.
Hold on. She's done how many in a row?
15 in a row.
Where are you at, Lexi? Come up here. Don't worry. We're not going to ask you a lot of questions.
That's really what I want.
I'm just going to take a picture with you. Come up on the stage.
So my question for you was, how can she convert more to that person? What can she say when she's there?
Okay, hold on. I want to celebrate this. Get over here. Okay, hold on. I lied. I'm going to ask you a question real quick. 15 in 15 days?
Yes.
Okay.
15 days. Thank you.
Okay. All right, enough of the pictures. Have you met some good people?
Absolutely.
Was there a day when you were like, oh, I really don't want to do a freaking effing open house today?
Yeah, yes and no.
Yeah, but you did it.
Yeah.
You did it. Was it as hard as you thought it was going to be?
Yes.
It was. It wasn't easier. What? It wasn't easier? It's hard, right? Here's a fun question. I can't wait to hear the answer, and I'm hoping it is what it is. I hope it is. Is it the same house?
Sometimes.
Okay, that's what I was hoping for, because I want you guys to hear this. Because sometimes we're like, oh, I've already done the weekends, I've already done this, I've already done that, I shouldn't go back to that house. Which house, what's the most amount of days you've been at one house in the last 15 days?
I would say 3.
Okay, that's not bad. And the neighbors know you?
Absolutely.
They know your car?
They know my car, they know my signs,
They know you.
they know me.
Is there value in that, in the neighbors? There's a lot of value in that, even if it's slow, but the neighbors see her, they ask her how it's going. I'm assuming you're walking outside to take phone calls and you're making friends. So this is fantastic. Have you gotten anybody already that you're working with in 15 days? What? What? With contact info?
Yes.
Woo! Round of applause. 30 new clients. Fantastic. What brokerage are you with?
I'm with DXP.
Awesome.
Marguerite's team.
Fantastic. Congratulations. This is amazing. How many are you going to do this year?
I plan on doing over 70.
Wow. Wow. Somebody's going to have an amazing 2027 next year. That's going to be nuts. All right, awesome. All right,
Thank you guys.
thank you. How long have you been licensed for?
I've had my license about 4 months now.
Okay. Outside of making money, having a nice car, going on vacations, buying rental properties, what is your why?
What do you mean?
What's pushing you? Why are you so driven? Do you have
I
kids?
don't have kids. I'm not married.
Okay.
All of you guys push me and motivate me for sure.
Oh, amazing. Well, everyone here is now a huge fan of you. Where can they follow you on Instagram?
You guys can follow me on Instagram. I'm Lex the Flex.
What?
Pretty much everyone follows me already.
Okay. Well, now I get to follow you. Lex the Flex.
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Social media is where it's at.
Okay. Are you going to go to EXPCon this year in Salt Lake City?
I'm gonna try.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Okay. You got to promise me that if you go to EXPCon, I can take you out to lunch or dinner. Okay. Let's do it.
Thank you. Nice
All right.
to meet you.
Thank you. Awesome job. Sorry, I had to stop you. That's amazing. Wow. 30 new clients going into the year. See, me and her, we knew each other, and I said, hey, I'm going to talk about open houses today. When I'm done, you got, no, just kidding. That was smooth. You had something else to say, though. I had to bring her up.
No, you nailed it exactly. That was great for her, and I'm sure she appreciates it. We all do.
Yeah.
Just that language as you're in an open house when you're a new agent, you don't really know. I was blessed to be taught by Brent, so that was amazing.
Yep.
But just how do you get that language? Get that person to open up and give you their information.
Yeah, so the open question that we start with is really a great way to greet them and run off of that. You know, I had a mentor that taught me antennas up, like pay attention. So if they walk in with a Sacramento Kings hat on or a 49ers shirt on or something, you don't have to be a sports maniac to talk too much about it. Oh, cool, I see you're a Kings fan, and how are they doing this year? And did it. Find stuff to build rapport. If they have kids, oh, your kids are so cute. What are you guys up to today? And da 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 da. There's a park in this neighborhood, or you know, what school do you guys go to? Da da da. You've got to build rapport. This is your job. You're a realtor, okay? And so that really helps lower the guard. The whole thing is their guard's going to be up high when they pull up, and we want to lower it, okay, with the words we use and how we talk. So I would say. Really pay attention to things on them or around them that you can build rapport on. And sometimes you get lucky. You know, if you're a golfer and they walk in and they've got a Titleist hat on or something, it's like, all right, here we go. You're right. This is your new best friend. You guys are going to talk about golf or what have you. And so focus on opportunities where you can make connections and build rapport with them. It'll go a very long way. All right. You've been patiently waiting.
All right. I finally got the mic. So the question was about paid leads. You indicated you use Zillow.
Yep.
Is exclusively Zillow for paid?
For us, yes. Yeah.
And
so,
why?
And why? Was that the question?
Why?
I don't like the idea of chasing a whole bunch of bunny rabbits at once. I'm not going to be able to catch one. So especially with these online leads, I didn't like that. When I look at all the different portals that are out there, I believe Zillow by far, right, is the one they're on the most. And so I want to be where my consumer's at. And if you open houses, I want to be where the consumer's at. If there's some online lead portal and I'm going to play that game, I want to be on the one where the consumer's at. That's all. It's that simple.
You get mostly listings or mostly buyers?
On Zillow, it's going to be mostly buyers. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they do have a seller program, but it's not, there's some opportunities there. But you're going to get way more seller leads from open houses.
So I experimented with Realtor.com for a couple of months, and the leads were not good.
Yeah.
So I met, I've been listening to Bigger Pockets for many years, their podcasts. I ran into them at EXPCon year before last and signed up for their program. And since most of you are outside my area, I will just tell you, they had a show special.
Where are you from, sir?
Near Yosemite National Park.
Oh, wow. You came all the way down here for this?
I do about half the time, yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I specialize in investors, particularly short-term rental investors. So I bought their show special, which was 30 leads for $1,500 and closed 7 deals last year from those Bigger Pockets leads, and I still have 15 in my bank. So if you work with investors, because Bigger Pockets is almost exclusively investors, I would recommend that you reach out, but actually I recommend that you contact me because I can refer you and I'll get extra leads. I mean, just saying. But they've been very, very good for me.
Thank you.
Last year I did as much as I did the first 4 years of my career combined and made Icon at the very last minute. So
That's very cool. Thank you for sharing.
thanks.
All right, we have time for one more question.
Let's squeeze a couple questions. Two, right? 2 more?
I'm
Okay.
game for whatever.
I just had a quick. Okay, I had a quick question in regards to Zillow to follow up on that, Jeremy. Are you doing the full buyer broker agreement? Are you doing Zillow's thing where one property or 1 week, or what are you finding is best? Because some of those people are hesitant to sign with you because they've also made 5 other calls.
Great question. Really good question. So, with online leads, right, you're going to find it challenging to get a buyer broker agreement signed right out of the gate. And so we're doing the property tours with those. And then we're educating them and saying, hey, look, you know, instead of signing paperwork every single time we meet up or show you a home, let's move forward with this. So it's a property tour to get in and show. And then when we're having a driveway consultation after we show a home, then we will talk about the BRBC and try to get it signed there. But we're not going to get overly compliant to where we shoot ourselves in the foot to build a relationship. Does that make sense?
Will you still show that house if they don't sign anything?
Nope. No, we will not. Don't. I know there's a gray area, right? And like it has to be signed before the contract. But we will not show it. And I think it's happened 4 or 5 times where someone left us. 2 of those times one got in their car and then turned around and drove back and signed it. One got in her car, didn't start her car, and then came out and signed it. And then the rest of them, I think they were actually working with agents. Like they were totally locked in with agents and they were just looking for someone to show them a home. And they said they didn't want to bother their agent because their agent's too busy, right? I didn't want to bother my agent, so can you show me this home, please, for free? Can you get all dressed up, put gas in your car, come meet me at this home and show it to me because I don't want to bother my agent. All right. Any other questions? All right. Do you have closing remarks?
No closing remarks.
All right. Let's get a round of applause. What a great room. You guys know where to hit me. DM me. I would love to get a group of new agents and do a couple of Zoom sessions with you and team leaders too. We can do some one-on-one stuff and keep it going, man. You guys set the bar for the associations. This is an amazing place to be. Thank you.